it's fine. Yeah. I just didn't notice it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Through the halls of Pelham High School, I've experienced life, and with that my passing's brighter, every goal I strive. Loyal, faithful, everlasting, Pelham High we have. For with love and loyal guidance, hope I've learned prevails. Good job. Woo!
You may be seated.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much.
On behalf of the Pelham City Board of Education, faculty, and staff, I welcome you to graduation for the class of 2021. We ask that you please turn off cell phones and be mindful of those around you. It would be unfortunate for someone to miss the name of their student when it is called. Tonight we share your pride as another outstanding group of young men and women reach this milestone. As those who have gone before them, we know they will represent their families, their community, and their school in a manner consistent with the Pelham way. They will make a difference, they will impact people in a positive way, and they will make our country a better place. Again, welcome and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Good evening. My name is Emma McKinney, and on behalf of my senior classmates, I'd like to welcome you all to the Pelham High School Class of 2021 graduation. I'd like to say a big thank you to parents, teachers, administration, staff, family, and friends for being here today. This class is so grateful for you all, as you have all been a part of our high school experience, no matter how large or small. I stand here reminiscing. I stand here reminiscing on the last 4 years we have spent together at Pelham. We have endured so much together as a class, so much uncertainty for our final year, but we succeeded nonetheless. We found as many ways to still enjoy our senior year in the midst of a global pandemic. I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty cool to know that we'll be in history books in a century. What's not so cool is that a whole section will be dedicated to our toilet paper shortage. Amongst the hardships we have had to face, great memories have been made and critical lessons have been taught along the way. The lifestyle changes we all went through were difficult, but as we built new habits, adjusting to our new way of life got a lot easier. A wise, old, bald, tall man once told me, "He who masters habits masters life." We are about to embark on this wild and insane journey, and it will be a little tough at first, but if we learn to accept and master the hard stuff, everything else will get a little easier. Shout out Big T. Love you, Pops. It took a while to see what the true weight of graduating high school really meant. Like many of you, I was ready and excited to move on with the next chapter of my life, and it finally hit me at the kickball tournament. As I started to get embarrassingly nostalgic, I began to think about today. What would I say to all of you as I was addressing a welcome speech? And I realized that this will be the last time we're all together. You may not see the person 3 chairs away from you ever again. And while sad, yes, I say this, though, to be optimistic. Enjoy each other's presence now and take in the last 4 years that we have spent together. Soak up this present moment because you will not have it again. Do not sulk in the past nor worry for the future. Live for now. As we leave behind our high school years to go and become the greatest versions of ourselves, we will forever cherish our time at Prison on the Hill. The ebb and flow of our lives will not cease. We just learn to make peace with the tide.
Thank you, Emma. Sorry about that. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Pelham High School, I welcome you to the graduation exercises for the class of 2021. We have many important people in attendance tonight. Assisting me this year with assistant principal duties was Cedric McCarroll, Kelvin Riley, Sabrina Touchtone. Many thanks to you guys for the outstanding job because I could not do it without you. Also assisting me was our academic specialist, Mrs. Valerie Slay. Thank you so much for your help. We really appreciate you. A big thank you to our counseling staff who are participating in the ceremony tonight, Mrs. Kristen Blake, Mrs. Michelle Lesueur, and Mrs. Brooke Self. You guys work tirelessly to make sure that everything's running smoothly at school, so thank you so much for that. Additionally, I have to thank our faculty and staff this year. You guys have been unbelievable, have worked tirelessly, and I can't thank you guys enough for all that you have done. I want to thank our senior sponsors, Miss Julie Nelson, Miss Elisa Creel, and Miss Jean Coker for making opportunities for this senior class happen this year. So thank you guys so much for your hard work. I appreciate that. Several members and former members of our faculty and staff are present this evening. Some of them are working behind the scenes, but some are seated here in the arena. Would all members or former members of the Pelham High School faculty and staff please stand and remain standing? Along with the faculty and staff, I would also like to recognize all alumni of Pelham High School. At this time, if you are an alumnus of Pelham High School, would you please stand? At this time, let me introduce some special guests from the City of Pelham. From the City of Pelham Board of Education, we have Board President, Mr. Rick Rhodes, Vice President, Mrs. Angie Hester, Mr. Bob O'Neill, Mrs. Sharon Samuel, and Mr. Alan Wade. Representing the City of Pelham, members of the City Council are here this evening. Council President Maurice Mercer, Mr. David Quorum, Mrs. Mildred Lanier, Mr. Larry Palmer, Mr. Rick Wash, City Manager Gretchen DeFonte. Also representing the City of Pelham, we have Mayor Gary Waters. Me? To the senior class of 2021. Every educator understands the importance of teaching students that require academic curriculum necessary to graduate. From time to time, educators accept and even embrace the art of teaching life lessons as certain situations present themselves, providing meaningful examples for us to do so. The 2021 school year has been extremely generous with her examples and definitely made students out of all of us. What do you say to the graduates of arguably one of the most challenging years in history? When I began preparing this speech for you, the class of 2021, I constantly wavered back and forth over addressing the pandemic subject or completely avoiding the inevitable trademark defining this year. As a compromise, I decided to give in to that impractical notion of avoidance and instead take a different spin on the so-called elephant in the room. The bizarre effects of the historic pandemic has touched all avenues of our existence, and to deny it in a conversation here is not only impossible, but honestly, seemed to be quite deficient on my part. If I am being completely transparent with you, this school year is truly quite a blur. Its beginnings basically center around the abrupt ending of what we remember as a normal school year back in March of 2020. Without blinking, we shifted into obvious uncertainty as August approached and your senior year began. The months that followed required a combination of game time decision-making for necessary adjustments, without wisdom of previous game film, and unfortunately, no courtesy of a much-needed timeout, or better yet, a halftime break to regain our composure. Basically, when the odds were stacked against us and defeat seemed inevitable, we were forced to make a choice, and we did. Adversity causes some to break and others to break records. The Pelham High School class of 2021 had a choice to make. You could accept the universal pessimism of the global crisis at hand, or you could deny that same crisis access to your goals and the expectations you had for your senior year. You made a choice to break from the weight of those challenges or to break records because you were challenged. I want you to always remember and understand you were given a choice to make, and you did. We can't have a pep rally this year. We did. We can't have any culinary competitions or represent the state of Alabama in a national competition. We did. We can't play football this year or be area champs or even region champs and definitely not host the first round of the playoffs. We did. We can't have the band perform at all or have a concert in the auditorium. We did. We can't have basketball games in the gym or have any postseason play, and surely we won't have both boys and girls teams make the Sweet 16. We did. We can't have more students enrolled in AP classes than ever in the history of Pelham High School AP program. We did. We can't have wrestling or be ranked in the top 10 and not surely have a state champion, but we did. Forget having senior field day. We can't. We did. We can't have the Shelby County Academic Student of the Year and the Shelby County Career Student of the Year. We did. Other schools are not having prom. We can't do that. We did. How can we have a senior luncheon with an amazing guest speaker? We did. There will be no theater productions this year. We just can't. Correction, we did. No way we have both our boys and girls soccer team make it into the Elite Eight and the boys continue into a Final Four. Can't happen. No way possible. We can't. We did. Surely we can't have 8 members of this senior class enlist to serve our country in the U.S. military, but we did. And guess what? They say we can't have a graduation ceremony to celebrate this outstanding senior class. Hello, we did. To allow the pandemic to define the class of 2021 is doing a complete disservice to this group of seniors. This class hasn't chosen to be a victim of their circumstances, but instead, they have chosen to be the victor. Winston Churchill said, "We should let no crisis go to waste." The scarring experiences felt by so many during the pandemic will not soon pass. However, I think it does us well to recognize that your perseverance and resoluteness throughout this challenging crisis will also endure time. Your proven abilities to withstand adversity will serve you well in the years to come. As a witness to your grittiness, I look forward to your future not with despair, but a renewed hope and a calming certainty. Only in the darkness can you see the stars. The application of Martin Luther King's words are appropriate when speaking of this senior class. Your last year of school began with clouds of uncertainty. Because of your grit and your relentless character, those clouds have lifted and a positive future shines brightly for each of you. I do not tell you these things for you to aimlessly believe that life will be pleasantly sunny and a comfortable 70 degrees. My hope is when you face your next hurdle, your next hardship, or your next so-called bump in the road, you will remember these days. You will remember all the we dids and choose to forget the we can'ts. You should have confidence in knowing that regardless of life's inescapable adversities, you have within you the now tested strength to overcome. You should remember to hold on to the rainbows because you have learned how to gracefully dance in a thunderstorm. You are and forever will be a Pelham Panther. Thank you for your time with us on the Hill, and never forget, we did it, and we did it the Pelham way. Mayor Waters, as we are all your guests tonight in this facility, I would like for you to say a few words to our seniors.
I don't want to follow her. Let's begin by doing this. To everyone in the audience that's ever served in the military, would you please stand so we can properly thank you? Everyone in the audience. I do this for you graduates so you can properly thank those who have made your education possible. You're ever going to be known as the COVID kids. Not a slur, just a reality. But I like Coach Keel. I want to leave you with something positive. I want to start by telling you a story. I had an 11-year-old grandson that pre-COVID, he called me one afternoon. He lives 250 miles away, had never called me on the telephone, called me from Mississippi. He said, "Pop, this is your grandson, Colin Waters." And I said, "Well, I know who you are, son. But why are you calling me?" He said, "Well, I got in trouble at school today. And I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I used some bad language." I said, "You did?" And I said, "So why are you calling me?" He said, "Well, I told him under cross-examination that I learned it from you." And I said, "Well, did you learn it from me?" He said, "No, sir, I learned it from my daddy." And I said, "Well, why are you calling me?" He said, "Well, I have to live with my daddy. I just want to make sure you're not mad at me." I told him I wasn't mad at him now. That was the attitude of my 11-year-old grandson pre-COVID. Post-COVID, last summer, my grandson calls me. Second time he's ever called me. He said, "Pop, I need to talk to you." I said, "What's going on, son?" He said, "I'm scared." I said, "What are you scared?" He said, "I'm afraid I'm going to catch this disease. I can't go to school. I can't go to church. I can't be with my friends. I'm scared, Pop." And it occurred to me that a 12-year-old kid is not supposed to be scared like that. So it stands to reason, just a few years older than that, you may have some apprehensions too about what you've just gone through. So I want to share with you just briefly what I shared with him. I told him what life was like when I was 13 years old. And some of you in the audience, grandparents especially, you're going to know what I'm talking about when I share with you what 1968 looked like in this country. In 1968, the United States was at war in Vietnam. We had been in war a long time. We were winning on the battlefield, but we were losing the battles of public opinion, and the whole country was divided about war and anti-war. There was anti-war protests on every college campus in the country. There was rioting in the streets. In January of 1968, a United States naval vessel, the USS Pueblo, was captured in international waters by the North Koreans. The crews were held captive and tortured for 80 days. And the USS Pueblo is still in North Korea. In April of 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was murdered in Memphis, Tennessee, and the whole country caught fire. In June of 1968, Robert Kennedy, the brother of slain President John F. Kennedy, was murdered on the campaign trail as he ran for president in Los Angeles, California. That same year, the sitting president, Lyndon Johnson, told the Democratic Party, "If you nominate me for president, I will not accept the nomination." In August, on TV for the first time in the history of our country, at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Americans saw other Americans beating other Americans in protest. In August of 1968, the ambassador to Guatemala was murdered on the streets of Guatemala City in broad daylight. And in September of 1968, the American people suffered the largest loss of life in 1 month to the war by losing 528 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. That's what 1968 looked like. Now, you're saying, "Oh, gee, thanks, Mayor, I feel better now." You should feel better because things got better. Because in July of 1969, in the face of all this adversity and division and unrest, the United States put the first human beings on the moon less than a year later. That's what you do with adversity. Your true character can only be known unless you're challenged, until you're challenged. That's the way it works. After this pandemic, things will get better. Things will get better for you because you'll be the change agent. You're the one. You're the ones that we're relying on to make things better. Horace Mann was probably one of the greatest education reformers in the history of our country, and he was heard to quote to a graduating class. He said this. He said, "Be afraid to die before you score a victory for mankind." That's heavy. That's a big task. How do you do that? Look on your programs. You'll see a little piece of a puzzle on the back. I put a piece of puzzle on all your programs today. I hope the teachers don't get mad at me. So look at your piece of puzzle. Simple jigsaw puzzle, 500 pieces. Every single piece of that puzzle is unique in every way. You can't complete the picture without this particular piece of puzzle. You are the living representative. You're the living equivalent of this piece of puzzle. So this big, grand, and terrible world I've just described to you is a huge, complex, sometimes dangerous puzzle. And your first task when you get out of here, find out where you fit. You've got to find out where you fit, knowing that only you can fill that void. They all look the same, but they're all different. And when you find where you belong, you're going to make a contribution as unique as your little piece of puzzle. Now, in closing, I always choose to wear a ceremonial hat for each graduating class. This is my 8th time to talk to a graduating class. And I always choose a hat because it's proven that you will not remember one single word I say, but you'll all remember the hat I wear. This year I chose a hard hat because you've had a hard year, but you've worked hard. And I'm wearing it for another reason. I met a young lady. Where's Jimenez Alvarez? Right here. Stand up, young lady. Stand up. This week, she works in Pelham, and she served me at an establishment in Pelham. And it made me so happy to see a Pelham graduate behind that counter because she reminds me of me. When I was a junior and senior in high school, I worked one job before school, a job after school, and a different job on Saturday. Congratulations. Keep your work ethic. Go out and find out where you belong, where your piece of puzzle fits. Come home when you can. And don't forget, have fun every chance you can. God bless you.
Thanks, Mayor Waters. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present our honor graduates. Honor graduates are seniors that have earned an advanced academic endorsement diploma and have attained a GPA of 4.0 or above. As I call the names of these seniors, I would like for each of you to stand and remain standing. Please hold all your applause until all the names have been called. Brooke Monty, Eli Chambers, Noah Abade, Amari Springer, Jonathan Wiedeberg, Ian Howell, Tommy Hollins, Yahir Aguirre, Phoebe Hong, Alexandria Ratcliffe, Dia Amin, Abby Kamlick, Claire McAdams, Jackson Maxwell, Kennedy Adamson, Marley Colvin, Catherine Blake, Ariana Smith, Kenneth Hernandez, Chinyere Anjua, Jessica Hall, Jonathan Hernandez, Alana Glaze, Aubrey Robert, Carmel Sanders, Jaylee Davis, Patrick Davis, Chris Quintana, Madison Kornstrom. Congratulations to our honor graduates. Now I would like to present our salutatorian. The salutatorian is a graduate with the second highest GPA. Please stand as I call your name. The salutatorian for the class of 2021 is Jesus Luna Camara. Congratulations, Jesus. And now I would like to present our valedictorian. The valedictorian is the graduate with the highest GPA. Please stand as your name is called and make your way to the stage to address your class. The valedictorian for the class of 2021 with a GPA of 4.44 is Sean Patrick O'Neill.
Good evening, everyone. Before I begin, I have something very important to say. There's a very important member of the Panther family who is not with us tonight. Some of you may have had him as a teacher, and others may remember him as the guy busting a move on the pep rally floor or playing the bunny rabbit in the school play. I'd ask all of you right now, please, to stand and applaud Mr. Gooden. Thank you. You may be seated. All right. I'm about to give my spiel here. Okay. All set. Good evening and thank you to the Pelham community, to the Board of Education, to the Pelham High School administration, to our teachers, and to the vital support staff who work behind the scenes. Good evening to my beloved friends and dear high school family, the class of 2021. What a momentous day in our lives. It is so incredibly awesome to celebrate with you the culmination of our hard work and dedication. 12 years ago, wearing a cap and gown would have probably convinced us we could fly. 5 years ago, the pomp and circumstance was but a dream. And 9 months ago, we could finally see the mountaintop. Today, we stand at the summit of our childhood. Not only because of our hard work, but the investment of an entire community. We may not see each other again after tonight, but we will always carry a piece of one another. So I urge you to take time and thank those who took time to support you. Remember with me now, the dawn of our high school experience 4 years ago was a solar eclipse, and a unique disruption to the natural order. To the contrary, such disruption proved not to be unique. Down the final stretch of high school, disruption has become our middle name, and unprecedented, drilled into our heads. On that unsuspecting date, March 13th, 2020, we were comfortably sitting, as we are now, in the midst of our routine, some preparing for a major theater production, others for the second half of a sports season. The chair was yanked out from beneath us, and thud, we landed hard into a global pandemic. The structure in our lives crumbled, and the natural order was thrown out of whack. Abigail Adams, our nation's second First Lady, encourages her son by saying, "Great necessities call out great virtues." So consider it a blessing to be challenged and impeded. For had we not faced obstacles, we would not know how high we could jump. Such was true in my own life as well. I love to play soccer, and crazy as it may sound, I love to run. October of my junior year, both of these were stripped from me when I tore my ACL. Through my failures and setbacks, I learned to accept the instructions of doctors and therapists, to receive the kindness of others, and to rely on my personal faith in Jesus Christ. Now, recall with me a time in your own life when you felt powerless. When has your life's routine been shattered unexpectedly? Perhaps you were cut from the team, or you failed a test. Maybe you lost a loved one, or you endured a serious illness. Your presence here today is evidence that you're all overcomers. This year, quarantine, ingenuity, masks, and come spring, even a tornado through the heart of Pelham have all demanded maturity, selflessness, and resilience uncommon in any corner of the earth. Yet we stepped up to the plate. We stood up off the ground We remain grounded in the family and friendships developed through early mornings on the field, late night studying, and sacrifice for each other. However, this grand ceremony is more than a pat on our backs. Today is the launch date into a world of independent choices and prime opportunities. Today, we grab the wheel of our lives. As we travel through each day, two questions are essential. What do you carry, and why do you carry on? In other words, be aware of the unique attributes and gifts you possess to contribute to the community and improve the world. And remind yourself daily of the people and the values that propel you. Be daring in your dreams, but be mounted on your morals. Remember with me now how teachers have imparted wisdom to us. Coach Kazi reminds us when we feel powerless and the hurdle looks too tall, get comfortable being uncomfortable and carry your stone no matter the size. Meaning we need courage and we need each other. On our darkest days, Miss Bailey encourages us to break the habit of talking about our problems. Talk about your joys instead. Therefore, be grateful. And our band's mantra, pride, family, commitment, is a message to live for an ideal larger than yourself that is echoed by every teacher, coach, and staff member across our school. Time is too short to share all the wisdom my mentors and peers have taught me. And with all this talk of high and mighty living, boy oh boy must we remember, none of us are perfect. However, we can all inspire others in some way. Likewise, I find inspiration in my 100-year-old grandma, who asks herself every morning, what can I do for someone else today? Wherever we choose to go in life, our ability to answer this question by sharing love with those around us will never change. Each of you before me is a vessel of love, though you share it differently. What can we, the class of 2021, do for others, do for our community, do for the world? There is a desperate need for love and unity. We are absolutely capable. Before I conclude, I would like to share an excerpt from a poem I wrote back in April 2020 when I was reflecting on the pandemic. Quarantine has intensified another conflict with the societal parasite of loneliness. A fight forever being fought to awaken each day, not crawling to your own requiem, but sprinting to carpe diem. The perpetual war against loneliness is lost or won by all, but it is you and I, the individual, who fight. Answer the call. Perhaps not together, but indeed for each other. So persevere, be steadfast, be bold, and be guided by a love for one another and for goodness in the world. Because in the words of our alma mater, hope forever prevails. I love you all. I'm proud of what we have done and eager to see the mark each of you will make. Go Panthers! Go Ham, go!
Thank you, Sean. At this time, we would like to recognize all scholarship recipients. If you have received a scholarship offer, please stand. All of these students combined received over $6 million in scholarships. Give them a round of applause. Yes, please. You may be seated. Thank you. Another group of students that we would like to recognize are the graduates that are entering the military upon graduation. If you're entering the military, please stand. Teachers, please move to the tunnel. We are about to begin presenting diplomas to the class of 2021. Each year at graduation, the PHS faculty has the opportunity to congratulate our graduating seniors and offer quick words of wisdom prior to the walk across the stage. At this time, we are going to begin that walk. Will the candidates for graduation please stand and proceed to the stage? Sean Patrick O'Neill. Jesus Michael Luna Carmona. Elizabeth Brooke Monty. Eli Keith Chambers. Noha Nabil Obeid. Amari Deshay Springer. Jonathan Hanson Wiedeberg. Ian Gerald Howell. Tommy Matrice Russell Hollins. Yahir Ayala Aguirre. Phoebe Huynh Hong. Alexandra Caitlin Ratcliffe. Dia Hiran Amin. Abby Marie Camlick. Claire Kinley McAdams. Jackson Wayne Maxwell. Kennedy Grace Adamson. Marley Elizabeth Colvin. Catherine Delaney Blake. Ariana Marie Smith. Kenneth Manuel Hernandez Garcia. Chinyere Ajenwa. Jessica Marie Hall. Jonathan Xavier Hernandez Lopez. Alana Jan Glaze. Aubrey J. Robert. Carmel Javon Sanders. Jaylee Elizabeth Davis. Patrick Stephen Davis. Christopher Quintana Garcia. Madison Taylor Kornstrom. Christian Carlos Alleman. Hillier Joseph Allen. Christopher Alexander Alvarado. Candy Jasmine Alvarado Badia. Jimena Alvarez. Parker Grace Anderson. Cecilia Guadalupe Angel. Christopher Hayden Armstrong. Gavin Nicholas Osberger. Jose Antonio Balderas Sanchez. Jessica Nicole Barclay. Brian Barrera. Brian Benitez Esquivel. Lavert Clifton Bogues. Lainey Suzanne Bozeman. Bethany Rebecca Brackett. Rachel Hannah Brackett. Dakota Jarrett Brown. John Howard Brown. Caleb Elijah Bunch. Paula Daniela Colin. Madison Grace Cameron. Caitlin Danielle Carlton. Christopher Khalil Carter. Landon Isaiah Carter. Samantha Coe Carter. Fernando Alan Castaneva Chavez. Jose Castillo Hernandez. Kelsey Lou Causey. Elijah Joseph Cawley. Chase Braden Christian. Kelly Vianette Cisneros. Calvin Wesley Clopton. Michaela Deanne Collins. Brianna Copeland. Jacob Russell Corbett. Caleb Madison Davis. Krishan Alton Davis. Patrick Hunter DeCinzio. Jamarcus Ramon Dixon. Mason Riley Duncan. Morgan Page Earhart. Chidima Excel Ake. Jordan Nicole England. DeAndrea Corina Michelle Etheridge. Blake Michael Floyd. Caden Nix Foster. Jacob Destin Franklin. Annika Patsy Galloway. Savion Terrell Gardner. Faith Madison Gardner. Javon Quindarius Gilder. Samuel Robert Gleason. Jason Gonzalez Garduno. Ella Marie Griggs. Amaya Elizabeth Harris. Layla Erin Marie Harris. Layla Sophia Harris. Travis Dendrell Harris. Timothy Garrett Haupt. Gavin Alexander Hawks. Chase Goodjohn Hawthorne. Mitchell Thomas Hayes. Brody Scott Henderson. Emma Hernandez Verduzco. Richard Emmanuel Hernandez. Miguel Hernandez Mendez. Sawyer James Hawley. Kirsten Dawn Hooks. Elliot Joseph Hulcher. Stephen Rennie Hunt. Corey Nicole Ingram. Hayden Preston Jackson. Gabriel Jose Jerez. Salvador Jimenez Lopez. Jason Jimenez. Jada Victoria Johnson. Macy Elizabeth Johnson. Arian Kennedy Brene Jones. Trenton Ryan Jones. Amari Keon Kelly. Shelby Ray Kendall. Ashton Gage King. Eddie James King III. Catherine Claire Kwasniewski. Edwin Loriano Cortez. Melanie Atsumi Leon Jimenez. Jaya Nicole Lewis. Vincent Edwin Lewis. Margaret Elizabeth Lipscomb. Cameron Lamar Long. David Alfonso Lopez Garcia. Julio Cesar Lopez Vasquez. Gabrielle Grace Marie Lasada. Walker Christopher Lyles. Kendon Robert Maddox. Manuel Madriz. Irving Mervia Barrera. Amore Simone Marshall. Leonardo Martinez Avias. Jesselyn Quetzali Martinez. Kellen Bryce May. Reagan Donay McIntyre. Emma Noel McKinney. Jose Enrique Madrano. Henry Vincent Mina Escobar. Kathia Vanessa Montoya Balato. Kiana Jaden Morris. Moises Munoz Paredes. Ariana Sancia Marilla Adams. Kirsten Yvonne Nagel. Michelle Navarrete Cruz. Leslie Suhey Navas. Aaliyah Jelaine Newton. Sun Tai Nguyen. Anthony Alejandro Nunez. Miguel Antonio Obando Diaz. Tyler Patrick Odom. Zikleli Cesia Pacheco Almeida. Arlen Pacheco. Kevin Antonio Palacios. Eden Pasick. Evan David Pate. Christina Estrada Perez. Jade Melanie Perez. Odalis Perez Felipe. Jonathan Perez Sandoval. Cameron McKell Perkins. Dylan Jared Peterson. Sean Isaac Pierce. Carter Anderson Plunkett. Wesley Owen Powell. Charity Elizabeth Pruitt. Alberto Razo Rodriguez II. Robert Anthony Racinos. Esmeralda Rendon. Jose Rios Gallegos. Kaylee Troop Robinson. Marielle Itzel Rodriguez Avila. Kelsey Elizabeth Ruverall. Zanaya Najee Rudolph. Jacqueline Priscilla Ruiz Medina. Zachary Reese Rushton. Jimena Sanchez Martinez. Maria Isabel Sanchez Mendoza. Andres Sandoval Nunez. Hannah Ellen Schmucker. Joshua Connor Seegers. Jessica Alexandra Sheffield. Bradley Tanner Simmons. Nicole Marie Sorois. Jalen Desiree Smith. Morgan Ellen Stafford. Jeffrey Cole Stewart. Tatum Brian Stignani. Joshua Jervis Stokes. Samuel Allen Strozier. Tamaya Danae Tagger. Jacob Austin Talbert. Mattia Alexandria Tallarico. Isabella Gail Tatum. Lucas Kelly Taylor. Shade Saxon Taylor. Joe Alexander Tejada. Jaron Blade Terry. Morgan Lane Tom. Priya Ari Thomas. Grace Brooke Thompson. Ava Natalie Torres Morales. Isabella Trin. Braden Paul Troxel. Jackson Reed Tumlin. Aaron Rudy Turner. Kaysen Patrick Tyler. Anieli Vasquez Arroyo. Maria Guadalupe Vega. Zachary Michael Werner. Jesus Abraham Villasenor Celis. Alan Yahir Velasquez Grotto. Jordan Elizabeth Watts. Margaret Wengoy Moreru. Cameron Lee Weaver. Colton Dino Weber. John David White. Nadia Simone White. Kaylin Kenneth Williams. Cassidy Ariana Williams. Taylor Evelyn Williams. Tatiana Mae Wilson. Katie Lynn Winfrey. Jewel Brooke Woods. Miles Douglas Wynn. Leo Zhang.
Congratulations, and I give you the class of 2021. Teachers, will you please pass out exit documents? It fell off, y'all. Oh God, it fell off.